Okay, we've had this one in stock for a few days, and I promised you I'd get back to it because I really want to. It's the Rubicon 392 Final Edition. The Wrangler Rubicon 392 is the most capable, most powerful, most fun Jeep ever. Standard worn winch and a functional hood scoop. 17-inch beadlock wheels with 35-inch tires. And of course, the performance exhaust. 392 ride height and lift, comfortable black leather seating. What's up everybody, I'm Jonathan Sewell Sells on the Boll Weevil Circle at Mitchell Jeep, and you see behind me the baddest, fastest, most fun factory Jeep Wrangler, the 392 Rubicon Final Edition. And we're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna go all the way around so that you can decide if this vehicle is the right one for you. So let's jump in. More car vids. More car vids. Let's get started up front. Of course, there's a lot of standard equipment on this 392 Final Edition. You do have the steel front bumpers, the worn winch is standard. Also, you have the LED fog lights, LED headlights, and your daytime runners right here. Of course, bronze accents around on the recovery hooks and a front trail cam in the middle of the 7-slot grille. And this one is in one of my newest, most favorite colors of this year, the 41 exterior. And I think the bronze accents look absolutely fabulous with this 41. Of course, you have the 392 Final Edition emblems, and I just love the texture design of that 392 in there. Of course, your Rubicon with the bronze surround 392, but you even have some of those same accents in the hood graphics and a functional hood scoop, and we'll look at that more when we open up the hood here in just a minute. Of course, you have the new style Gorilla Glass by Corning with the integrated antenna over there. Your camera in the windshield, it's an acoustic glass for better sound, but this camera will sense things going on up here to make sure that you are safe, but also pedestrians are safe. And of course, you can use some other features such as adaptive cruise control. You've got 35-inch tires standard with these kind of bronze-ish wheels with the beadlock. And of course, you have a 392 suspension with a adjusted ride height. You can also see stabilizer bars and some other pieces down there to make this really fun on-road, off-road, wherever you want to take it. Of course, you've got Dana 44 heavy duty front and rear axles with true lock, so you can lock those in to get through any tough spots. And this one is a 4-wheel drive only, so full-time 4-wheel drive, so got a couple of open differentials that are really nice. And you can see just a lot of guts down there with the rails or with the frame, but you do have your rock rails here that are standard and to help protection. And because these are wider tires, you have the extra lip off the fender so you don't be throwing as much mud. As we look at the mirror here, you do have heated side mirrors with a rear cross path and a blind spot monitor, so you know, all the upgraded safety features. Of course, you have a sensitive handle here to lock or unlock with that push button to lock, touch it to unlock. Your fuel door is right back here. This one does have a cap on it, so everything's functional right there. Of course, the LED little lights right here have lit up because I was touching that handle. And this one has a color keyed hardtop, but this one's also the Sky View One Touch. So we'll look at that as we go inside. Also have the same bronze hooks in the back. Standard with a hitch and tow package. You can see the wiring underneath there. This one with all the weight, extra weight and suspension is rated at 3,500 pounds towing. So you can get a little higher towing capacity on other V6 models. Also, we have the backup camera right here. And this one is a little bit heavier wheel and tire package, so you do have the upfitted for support. It does have the Park Sense rear sensors as well. So big tire, backup camera, but you also have the sensors to locate any type of people or other things behind you, even when you're on the trail. Of course, we have a rear defrost on the glass here, color keyed roll bar all the way around, which is nice. You can see the color keyed here. Also built right back here, your JL 392 final edition information there, which is pretty nice. Made here in America at Auburn Hills, Michigan. Alpine system built in with a big subwoofer. Pretty good storage back here. Do have a little bit more storage underneath, and your Jeep toolkit there as well. Little charger right here, and you can see the 60-40 split seats. Of course, this armrest folds down too. Duals as a headrest for that middle passenger, and you also have lights back here and lights in the sound bar up there. Rear wiper, of course. Everything ready to go, and a 3/3 brake light right here above the tire, and an LED so everybody can see when you're braking. Again, I'm in love with this color. We had the sun out earlier, but have had some thunderstorms moving around, so I know I've got other videos with this color, but it's really sharp, again, with the bronze accents here. 392, we got to check it out. All right, this is the 392 cubic inch or 6.4 liter V8, and you can see here, this is how the system works. So you have the hydro guide induction here on the hood, and you can see that this filters out any moisture, and actually we've got water dripping out right here from the rain we've had the last this morning, last couple days. But on this side, your air comes down, feeds into here and creates a seal, and then comes into the air box with the filter, and then feeds into the engine, which is of course naturally aspirated. No turbos on this one, on this HEMI. And this is a big engine, fills up this compartment for sure. You've got your battery here, also some power and control setups here, your relays, and then you can see the coolant reservoir in the back, the brake fluid, and your windshield washer fluid. Over here is your power steering fluid. So you do have a traditional power steering pump. That's a cool technology there. So as you're going through, the water is going to be fed out one way, the air another. And of course, this is the power that you want, maybe more than we really need, because it's 470 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque. A lot of fun, not too good on fuel economy, of course. You know, both of these engine and transmission have been around for several years. So this is the one to, well, you gotta hear it as we had in the intro, but you gotta take a listen to it, and we'll fire it up when we get inside in just a second. Not only is it all the goods on the outside, but it also has some goodies on the inside. So we have updated or upgraded door cards with the soft material here and that cross stitching of that bronze accents. You also have the soft touch materials going around with stitching, but cross stitching on the steering wheel, cross stitching on the leather seats. Very comfortable. Of course, the Rubicon 392 embroidered in the seat backs. This year, this final edition, 25 final edition, they're only offering the black leather, no longer have the option for the red leather, which is a little bit of a shame. This also has the Mopar all-weather liners, nice little designs here, automatic headlights, of course those fog lights. Very comfortable steering wheel with kind of the perforated edges here. Of course, you've got paddle shifters as well. This controls your menu, this controls your phone and your voice activation. And here's your adaptive cruise control and your settings here for that as well. Also have the multi-information display right here, so you can get a digital speedometer if you choose, but do have your traditional tack and speedo there. Of course, it's a push button start, also has remote start as was demoed in the intro. Here's where your custom performance exhaust, you can engage that on or off depending on how loud you want it. Also have heated steering wheel, heated seats, dual automatic climate control, big knobs as on all the Jeeps for easy controls. You have a DC charger here, all of your window switches, and USB-A, USB-C, and an aux port. Then you have these auxiliary switches for adding any goodies. Of course, your True Lock front and rear or rear only, and your off-road plus and sway bar disconnect. So just like you would see on a regular Rubicon. Of course, the smaller knob here for your four-wheel drive, auto, four-wheel drive part-time, and then you have neutral and low. The 392 custom gear shift as well, a little bit bigger, and you have the two-tiered console with the cross stitching, another USB in there for better charging, and soft touch up here, and of course your little console right there. So we can hear it from here. Let's just crank it up. So there's the sound. You got the nice little graphic here and the Jeep crawling around the odometer. Performance exhaust on if I disengage this. So your preference, whatever you choose there. Here's a look at the Uconnect 5 system. And you have several settings in there. Of course, navigation. You can also look at the forward facing trail cam, the rear view camera, so you can see what you're approaching or what you're leaving behind or backing up, whatever the situation is. And you have some other apps and options there, including off-road pages, which shows a breakdown of all the things going on here, whether it's locked or unlocked. You also have gauges to show all your temperatures, and pitch and roll, which is pretty neat, so you can keep an eye on all those things. Of course, with media, you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto available, Sirius XM satellite radio, and anything off of a USB that you're interested in. I think that covers just about everything here. Well, we need to talk about this right here. You do have a auto dimming, hello there, rear view mirror, but we need to talk about this right here before we go to the back. So let's just hit it one time. So the one touch Skyview power top is real convenient and quiet, and you can see that it opens up so all the rear passengers can enjoy as well, and really sheds a little light on everything and opens it up for that open air feel, which is very enjoyable. And I think we'll hop in the back seat while we have the top up, enjoying the breeze. So here's a look at how that folds up here in the back. So of course, as wind's catching it, it folds down and stays down, which is very convenient. Similar door card here. Of course, you've got the cargo nets as well, the Mopar liners. And as we slide in here, nice little Jeep emblem right there in the seats. You have your own air back here, also your window switches. You have USBs, 2 sets, A and C, and then a power port for a regular home plug, so everybody can get set up. You have your map lights back here for the rear passengers, and as I mentioned, the cargo area as well. You can fold down this armrest right here. You can remove this headrest and cup holders if you want, or leave it, depending on what you need it for. So everybody can be comfortable back here, or we can fit a smaller person in between, whichever. But very comfortable, lots of leg room, and enjoyable with the open air feel for that one touch. Of course, we also have side airbags now in the roll bar, which is standard, so a little extra safety for all the passengers. And I can see going down the road and just hitting that button and enjoying it, so everybody can enjoy the breeze, the sunshine, or an overcast, cloudy day like we have right now. I think that wraps up all of our conversation here. Let me hop out, or fall out, of the Rubicon 392 in the beautiful 41 exterior, 392 final edition 2025. Let's check out the pricing. Of course, it starts at $99,995, and then with the option of the $4,000 $39.95 one-touch roof and the 41 exterior paint and destination, $106,580. So this is the baddest there is, maybe the most fun Wrangler ever, and it's a beautiful 41, the Rubicon 392. Let's take one more walk around here. If you have any questions or comments, you can drop them down below or text me at 334-718-0504. I am Jonathan Sewell at Mitchell Jeep on the Boll Weevil Circle and Enterprise. And we're thin. We've sold a lot recently, but we still have a good selection of Wranglers and Gladiators and, of course, everything else. But I really can't wait to see you in one of these, the wonderful 392, the last of the HEMI Jeeps.